What's up, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Bay Area Boys, where we talk all things Bay Area
with the boys and a little girl.
Yeah, with the people.
That sounds a little weird with the boys and a little girl.
Yeah, it does. Okay, that was we need to workshop that here. We weren't prepared for this. We weren't prepared for this. So as you can all see, and if you can't see, you'll probably hear at some point, we do have a special guest. Our first guest. Yes, I'm getting to your intro. Give me a second. I'm trying to build up a little suspense here. We have our first official guest on the Bay Area Boys podcast.
The first official guest.
And okay, can I just say that this reeks of nepotism? Because you told me there was never going to be a guest on this show. And what do you know? The first guest is none other than your own daughter.
Yeah, dude. It's very fitting for me and my personality.
Yeah, you know what? It really is. But I'm glad you're starting to realize this about yourself. It's been a few years of trying to really turn a mirror and show you who you are on the inside, which is okay. You got to brace that.
Get me to know myself.
Yes. That's what this is about. Not only do you learn about the Bay Area, you also learn about yourself on this podcast. And that's what we're here. We're here for growth.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for this growth. This is a breakthrough for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. Yeah.
All right,
okay.
ready to get into the first topic?
All right, thank you. Producer Johnny is bringing toys out that I hope aren't choking hazards.
No, it should be good. Should be good.
She'll be fine. We got a close eye on her. Yeah, kick us off.
All right, so topic number one today is electric air taxis here in the Bay Area. So what I always think about when I think of this is the Jetsons.
Yes.
That was like, whenever I've pictured the future, I always pictured flying cars. Like that's what the 2020s, 2030s and up were going to mean to me, was like flying cars. So that dream is closer to reality now than you think. Several Bay Area companies are leading the charge in developing electric air taxis, which could soon be a common sight in our skies.
See, now it's interesting. You say Jetsons. I think of the DeLorean from Back to the Future when I think of flying cars.
Not a huge Back to the Future fan.
Oh, boy. Give me your number one reason of why not.
I don't know, dude.
Well, of course, that's your reason.
I've seen it all the way through, but never like fully attention drawing to me. Like even before having a phone, like.
So you watched it not paying attention?
No, I mean I did, but like I said, I've watched it before. Like iPhones were even a thing, of course.
Okay.
But it just wasn't hitting for me, dude.
Wow. Okay. Secondly, I
like the scenes where it's like he's going back and like he's hanging out with his mom,
future,
and like obviously things are a little weird with his mom and things like that, but. You want to get down?
Oh, what, Bubba? Yeah, go crazy. Go nuts.
But...
No, wants to get back up.
But, yeah, I think that's what is... It just didn't hit for me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't anything like that. Maybe it was just a little past my time, man. What was it? So, was it shot like the 90s or 80s?
80s.
80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit past.
Oh, my God. Okay, secondly, I need you to give me, since you're such a Jetsons fan, I want you to give me your best Jetsons flying car noise. Okay. That was really good.
The first one,
was not the best, dude. It's a little higher pitched, though, isn't it? Isn't like... Yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry, continue.
No. So Joby Aviation, based in Santa Cruz... Can you let me talk? Is one of the front runners, founded by Joe Ben Bevert.
Yeah, Bevert.
So Joby Aviation, based in Santa Cruz, is one of the front runners, founded by Joe Ben Bevert. Joby is developing an electric aircraft that takes off and lands vertically like a helicopter, but flies like an airplane. That's kind of wild. Imagine commuting like this. And then you go back. Well, that's what it's saying, right?
No, it just means it takes off vertically and then flies forward. It's like a helicopter.
Oh, okay.
Bro, what did you think it was?
I thought it was like gonna fly like this, like flies like an airplane, but then takes off like a helicopter.
I still don't understand how you don't know what you're thinking.
Bro, I'm a little discombobulated right now. I had a morning.
Fair enough. It's like a VTOL, I believe, is what the acronym is. VTOL is a vertical. Don't remember the full acronym, but basically, it is a plane. It's a jet that can take off vertically and then fly forward, like faster than a helicopter. So there's no props to it.
So it's just basically.
It's exactly what it's like.
So their aircraft can carry a pilot and 4 passengers at speeds up to 200 miles per hour and promises to be nearly twice as fast as a helicopter, but 100 times quieter. That sounds like it'd be quite the high-cost commute, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like just from reading that straight off that it would be so... I'm surprised it's not that loud, because the propulsion needed to be able to do that would be... I mean, if not for a propeller, right? It'd be a jet of some sort, you would think.
Yeah. It's crazy to me to think that, because I always think like, oh, like refineries one day aren't going to be a thing. But then you have things like this where it's going to take just an insane amount of fuel. Yeah,
but I mean, there's got to be battery powered at some point, right? There has to be another source of power.
So Joby's aircraft uses 6 propellers, 4 battery packs, and produces 0 operating emissions.
Okay, so it's
making it an environmentally friendly option. That is insane.
That's great.
The aircraft can fly up to 100 miles on a single charge, which is perfect for short commutes and regional travel. So Joby isn't alone in the venture. Companies like Archer Aviation, Whisk Aero, and Lift Aircraft are also making significant strides. I wonder if that's definitely not the same Lift.
No, Lift is LIFT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Archer Aviation, for instance, has partnered with Southwest Airlines and plans to develop a vertiport.
Yeah, vertiport.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
At Oyster Point in South San Francisco.
Yeah, so a vertiport is basically a helipad, but because it's not a helicopter, I believe they have to call it a vertiport since it's a different machine.
Yeah.
So same idea. That's how it can land vertically. That's crazy. Dude, to have flying cars flying around San Francisco and the Bay Area, like that is such a futuristic thought in my head.
I wonder like how much that's going to throw a loop for like air traffic control and things like that.
That's the first thing I thought was, how are we going to regulate? I mean, there have to be, well, it's like anything, it's like any other thing. Even Johnny, you can attest to this, like flying drones, like air zones and height and all that kind of stuff that goes into it. You'd have to study maps, just like any pilot would.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, I'm a certified drone pilot, and I had to take a test at an actual aviation center because I had to learn how to read a map, know different airspaces, know all these codes and all these things, and like learn how to like longitude and longitudes and all that
altitudes,
stuff.
All that kind of stuff. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. You have to learn you will have to be a pilot here. So there'll be designated spaces for, public transportation now, I guess, other than an airplane.
I will say, attest to you saying about the noise. At one point, Elon Musk was asked if he would make like a Tesla, like a drone type of thing, to where you could drive it from your fly from your house. And he said that it's possible. It's just the amount of power needed to lift the weight. It would be so loud, because you think of, my drone's pretty loud. And you can hear it zipping around. And then if you need those 6 propellers to lift that amount of weight, it's going to be quite loud.
That, and it would have a shitload of issues, and then you're in the air. Like, you think about how many issues Teslas have, and then let's just rush this thing and throw it up in the air and see what happens.
Well, the other thing that I don't think we talk about on here is just being, trying to look at both sides of the coin, are safety issues. They say to never get in a helicopter ever.
You're right.
Because they are so much more dangerous than cars, than airplanes, than any other kind of transportation. They say helicopter is like the statistical amount of accidents that happen in helicopters compared to other modes of transportation are like vastly higher.
And it's crazy because basically people do things like this to save time.
Yeah.
And then they end up,
Yeah.
Let's go down to challenges and considerations. So there are some challenges ahead. Adam Cohen from UC Berkeley points out potential policy and investment issues, like whether air taxis will divert funds from other public transit projects. It's like, so they're like, oh, well, what about BART? If BART goes away, what are we going to do?
It's a good segue for a later topic.
Community buy-in is crucial. Noise, privacy, visual pollution, and energy use are some concerns that need addressing before widespread adoption. I thought they were saying that visual pollution...
Well, visual pollution, like flying cars in the sky when you look up.
Whatever. We see chemtrails enough as it is.
Oh, God, here we go. Here we go. This podcast is going in a whole other direction now.
All right. I don't know what I thought when I was reading this article. I could be wrong. Wait, go down. Oh, there we go. Here it is. Because I was like, I thought there was a. Keep going. So the cost of these trips is expected to be slightly more than an Uber Black ride. That is insane.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I can't imagine that.
That is wild.
Imagine like leaving like a concert or an event and being hammered and getting picked up by like a drone.
Dude, I got the it's gonna be here.
Dude, I got the.
How many of us are there?
Dude, yeah, and they're trying to yell like Matt, you know what I mean, like the driver.
We're
but
trying
it's
to
like,
bring our
We're
trying to bring our bacon hot hot dogs, and they're like, no food inside.
Dude, I imagine we go on and the jet propulsor's just blowing everything. Like you're trying to get in drunk after a concert.
Speaking of that, did you get a bacon wrap hot dog after your show?
They did not have them set up in time.
Oh, so you left that early? Oh
yeah, dude. I looked like the show ended at 9.
We went to we went to get burgers after, and then I went and got one after we got burgers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
when we finished the show, they were setting them up. So I'm like, fuck! I was so mad.
Do you want to talk about your show real quick?
We don't have to. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Part of me knowing myself, you need to know yourself too. You want to fucking talk about your show.
Well, I mean, to you guys, I would, but
so
like
Matt
to
played
this,
Matt
no one
had
cares.
the reunion tour of his famous band back in the day. Reunion show.
Yes.
And it was off the charts, dude. It was awesome because I think me and a lot of other people didn't expect to have you to, even just for a reunion show for so many years later to have such a crowd, dude. It was really cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
it
I'm
was
glad
fun.
you came.
Yeah.
It meant a lot that you were there. Roland was in the pit. Roland was in the mosh pit, for those of you who
Definitely
know
one
what
of the
it is.
lightest pits I've ever been in.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're
Yeah.
not some like
Yeah.
thrash metal
But
band.
I was surprised that even that happened.
Still had to get one little shot in, huh? Still just couldn't just be fully sincere, huh? Just had to get one little fucking shot in. Okay.
Well, I mean, no, but for real though, like it's not that type.
No, it wasn't.
But dude, the covers, I fucking loved the cover songs. It was really good.
Thanks,
I didn't
man.
expect you guys to throw some cover songs in there.
What'd you cover?
We covered Drive by Incubus. It's kind of like an acoustic sing-along. And then we also covered Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake. But
That one was super interesting because it just put a really good spin on it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was the one that kind of put us like on the map back in the day.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that got us kind of where we were, and then we blossomed from there.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming. You and Sam came.
A lot of groupies there. The women were loving it. This fool was having his moment, dude.
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
People were singing along. It was cool.
Everyone was singing along. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was a good time. So everybody out there,
but
who
singing
came,
along to your originals.
Yeah,
not just the covers.
Oh yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, we were a thing for a little bit. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Great venue too.
Really cool
Never
venue.
been
First
there.
time I've been there.
Yeah.
They called us after the show just the other day and we're like, hey, that was like one of the best shows we've ever had here. Do you guys want to like do it again? They did.
Dude, you guys could do like fucking all covers.
Well, that's what I mean. They could like, have you ever been to an emo night?
I've been to maybe one at Relic, which is not.
No, same thing. It's that kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
It's where DJs play, bands play, like cover bands play, and everyone just comes there and has a good time.
That would be sick. Dude.
Maybe we'll think about it.
Yeah, I know it's a lot. It's a big undertaking.
Yeah, it is. My business. So all my clients out there, I'm sorry for the last like 3 weeks of my life because everything sort of got put on hold. So
yeah,
but we're good.
You guys came correct though. You did the right thing.
We tried to. You know, I don't do anything like half-assed. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I try to be good.
You want to kick this one off? Can you read it?
Yeah. So okay. So this topic is wild to me. So BART is giving us holiday merchandise. They are bringing us holiday cheer early with their new line of ugly sweaters.
Hell yes.
They're urging shoppers to pre-order these festive goodies before the sled sales. The pre-sale is happening now on railgoods.com and closes on July 31st.
This message is brought to you by BART. So if you guys are ready, dude, I should have just rolled
I was gonna
with
say
that.
it sounded like an advertisement.
I mean, hey, if Bart, if you want to kick us back a little something,
you
you know,
guys who knows, man? We
could be our
never know
first-
which one of these clips is going to do good, and this one might just take off. But that's not all. Besides that, they have reindeer-themed sweaters. BART is also offering holiday vests, beanies, and scarves. Something about it, I don't really want to rock BART gear, but maybe a beanie would be kind of cool. I would rock an ugly sweater because I don't have any ugly sweaters. Ugly sweaters are not my thing. But if I'm gonna throw something on, it's a little Bay Area themed, I might go.
It's weird. I have this like that would be so on the nose to wear BART gear, but I feel like there's potential for it to be like some real like Bay Area swag in a sense to wear that somewhere else, especially somewhere else. Like I don't know if I wear it in the Bay Area. I might wear it when I travel for somewhere, like around, just to show that sort of...
Or just at, like, you have that one ugly sweater Christmas party a year.
Yeah. I love that. Now, I do have to say, do we really have to be starting to talk about Christmas in July now? Like, we're already pushing... I don't mean to be that guy. Yeah. Like, Christmas comes too early every year. But July? Right. July, we're talking about ugly sweaters for Christmas? Like, that's early.
BART's getting some funding going.
Yeah, that's BART needs money.
It's funny because on Facebook Marketplace there was this guy trying to sell this BART ugly sweater, light up ugly sweater. Like it had like the BART lines and shit. It was really cool, but it was like a 4XL.
Oh damn!
So it was like that's what it's like. Damn, there's got to be a reason nobody's buying this.
Well, yeah, it's gigantic apparently.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, I got it just because it was really cool, but there's no way I can wear this.
See, I hope that it does light up. I do. And I hope that there's a button you could press and it would go like boop, boop. Yeah, the little BART horn, that would be dope.
That was a good BART horn.
Thanks, man.
What time are we at?
9:30.
Okay. This next one is pretty cool. The reason why I wanted to put this on here is because I always wondered why nobody did, Humans of New York?
Yeah.
That page. Why has nobody done that with BART?
Yeah, because there's some characters on BART.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, if I was like, if that was my field, if I was like a journalist or if I was like really into that type of thing, I would 100% start a page based off of that. Because people out here, it's like that commute is so much crazier than those New York ones.
Crazier in what sense?
Crazier in distance.
Oh, okay, sure.
I've been driving taking this BART ride an hour and a half, hour 45 every day for 20 years.
Yes.
But anyways, this is Joanna Sokua. She's a talented artist from Concord who rides BART daily from the East Bay to San Francisco for work. Joanna has gained quite the following for her unique and whimsical illustrations of passengers she observes on the train. So she draws cartoons of these people.
Yeah.
And she doesn't give it to them, I guess. So since 2017, Joanna has drawn over 170 cartoonish illustrations of BART passengers, and she shows no signs of stopping. What she does is she posts it on her page after the fact. So some people like find it just like naturally on Instagram or being sent to them. Like she doesn't go up and like hand to them like I drew this picture of you type of thing.
I love that. Cool. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So she has like fun imaginative scenes like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, Van Gogh seated near the doors, the pipe, things like that. But yeah, I think it's just cool to see somebody with Bay Area that's like kind of doing something different. So that's why I really wanted to put this in here because like at least someone's doing that like kind of similar to what I think somebody should do, which is like a Humans of BART.
Yeah.
So those of you out here, anybody who's into that type of thing, you should start a Humans of BART page.
I'd follow in a heartbeat. Yeah.
I think that would pop off. I told Billy to do that a while back, but maybe he didn't think it was cool enough.
I think it's cool. If I could draw, I would do it.
Even if you didn't have to draw, if you just interviewed people and then you gave a little
synopsis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of Humans of New York.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the guy on the trains, he's interviewed the people.
Yeah.
I really like that he uses. I like that he uses his ticket as the microphone. By the way, have you seen that? The little Muni ticket. It's really clever.
Yeah. So interestingly, like I said a little bit previously, most people don't realize they've been featured in their drawings until they see their picture pop up on Joanna's Instagram page. Her work is entertaining, but it's also brought a touch of creativity and humor to the daily grind of commuting, which that's what BART is a grind of a commute.
Sure is. Not that I've had to ever commute it, but I had to take it a few times, years ago for like 2 weeks to get out to the city for a couple things. I hated it.
Yeah.
I really did. So all you commuters out there on BART or otherwise, hats off to you. I couldn't hack it.
I used to be miserable at doing that. Which is crazy because it's better. I don't know if it's better than driving. Honestly, I don't know if it is because sometimes you're just
because driving you're by yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's quieter. Yeah. You kind of just get to zone out. With BART, I mean, it's
that invasion of space gets to you,
and it can happen at the drop of a hat. Someone could just be wild on the BART train, which happens often, as many of us know.
Okay, our next topic. You want to kick this one off?
Yeah. Speaking of BART, so BART is facing a $35 million budget shortfall in the 2026 fiscal year, and without new revenue, the consequences could be dire. Now, this surprises me, as we covered a few months ago that BART just had an influx of, what was it, $100 billion to renovate everything?
It sounds right. I can't remember the exact.
It was an exorbitant amount of money, and now a report just came out that, hey, if things don't change within the next year, BART could be underwater and possibly be going away. Well, I don't think it's going to get to that point. I think it'll probably be bailed out if nothing else.
I don't know, dude. I mean, the thing is, it's like it's a business at the end of the day, right? So they can only continue to keep hemorrhaging if they're going to receive this money. Like, they have these analysts and everything, right? Like, okay, if we continue at this rate, we're not going to last past this date.
Yeah, no. And a new report titled "Role in the Region" highlights how a reduced or a just zero BART service would affect housing developments, local economy, and traffic congestion.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, if you're like, so many people are like, oh, okay, well, if BART's done, I can't buy out there if traffic is looking like this amount of time. Just more people becoming renters to live closer to their work.
Well, just the amount of people on the road that would increase dramatically. They are saying that the absence of BART could lead to a 73% increase in traffic on the Bay Bridge and a 22% increase in the Caldecott Tunnel. And if you've ever driven through either one of those times in any kind of rush hour traffic, it's already brutal. And so 77% is almost double. That's a crazy amount of more cars on the road. So just the traffic alone would be a huge influx if BART were to go away.
Air taxis to the rescue.
Hey, I mean...
But that's even more of a case of why it's like, oh, God, we got these air taxis coming out. What the hell are we going to do? BART needs new sustainable long-term funding. This could come from the state, region, or a combination of both. The pandemic revealed BART's vulnerability to sudden declines in ridership, emphasizing the need for a dedicated funding source. So just keep feeding us. You know what I mean?
Well,
just keep feeding us, baby.
Buy those ugly sweaters. Yeah. Because if you don't, you are the reason.
Ugly sweaters.
Ugly sweaters. That has to be it. So if you don't buy an ugly sweater out there, you're the reason BART
Like, I just took a poll on Instagram, and 73% said they would buy ugly sweaters. Oh wait, gosh. A 2023 poll found little enthusiasm for fare and toll hikes or new taxes, despite recognizing the importance of maintaining commuter rail services. Only 22% of respondents supported raising transit fares to increase funding. I don't think that's the ticket. I think people are just like so over the vibe of BART.
Well, I think it's twofold, right? I think it's they're over the vibe of BART, and they're also, you're asking people for another rate hike in something. And that's all we've been dealing with for the last couple of years, right? Whether it's justified or not, the fact is you're going to come to me and tell me something else in my life is going to be more expensive. Are you for that? Yeah. No, I'm not for that. Yeah. Everyone's so burnt out on paying more money for things.
Dude, perfect example. The other day, well, we took the ferry actually, but pretty similar in cost. I think the ferry is a tiny bit even cheaper. But we were like, the ferry only came back at like a certain time, and there's no way we're gonna make that time, or else we're gonna have to stay for another like 3 hours. So we're like, all right, let's see what it costs to get an Uber back. So for us to save like 3 hours of our time, get 3 hours of our time back, it was only gonna be $12 more for us to take an Uber.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so did you just do that?
From San Francisco back to our car, yeah.
So you just took an Uber? Yeah, of course.
But that's like a perfect example of like the cost difference is like, dude, like if it was like maybe $20 or like, I don't know, even then it's like 3 hours of my time back.
$20, I'd still do that.
I know. That's
not if you had nothing else to do.
That's what I mean. Because dude, it's like, I think it's like $20, maybe $24 round trip from like Concord to San Francisco.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's way expensive.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Is my camera still okay, Johnny? No, sometimes it gets a little wonky.
Yeah, we're pretty. Yeah, I think this is a shorter episode.
Okay.
What else we got? Yeah, pandemic, blah blah blah. Addressing crime, safety, cleanliness could boost ridership. I think that's the biggest thing too. Like you said, like some days you're just gonna get some wild ass shit that you're like, it's just uncomfortable.
And that's why they did the renovation in the first place. That was the whole idea, is to make it cleaner, safer, because there has been such a growing resentment towards BART for those reasons. People don't want to ride it because it's dirty and because they feel unsafe.
Yeah.
You know, whether you can say, oh, well, that's just a feeling. Okay, perception is reality. And if someone feels a certain way about something, whether it's true or not, and they don't utilize it, it still has an effect no matter what the actual reason is. And so cleaning up those things. But again, didn't we just get like some billions of dollars to do this? Where did that go?
I don't think it was billions. I think it was like, dude, we run there's so many numbers flying past us in this thing. I think it was like 300 million.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
Point is, hey, why you're now going to be, you're coming in crime poor to us now, like hat in hand.
Yeah. So we run the numbers on that 300 million. And
by the end of the year, we're going to be underwater $35 million. Like what?
So BART has built, this is an interesting one because we cover this a lot. BART has built nearly 4,100 housing units on its land with another 200 under construction and 4,000 in the pre-development phases. So if BART were to disappear, imagine all these people are like, yo, I bought specifically for this. You know what I mean? That would be crazy.
Well, not only that, all of the houses that BART is developing, if you remember.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just 4,000 in pre-development phase.
We've had topics on this about BART housing, and if that stops, those houses will cease to exist. Mm-hmm. So, like, the ramifications would be pretty widespread here.
Yeah,
like BART it really is like an integral part of the Bay Area.
It is
for transportation, for housing, for economy, for everything. So that going away would be kind of a thing.
Well, think about all, I don't know if you guys said this already. I'm pretty sure you haven't. Think about all the people that commute and have not bought a car or financed a car because of that. And then like they couldn't afford a car.
They can't,
if this was to happen.
Yeah. This is really interesting too. So this one thing we're not even thinking about. So last year, BART contributed to $1.2 billion to the economy through jobs, payroll expenditures, local vendors, spending, and employee expenditures. So we're not even thinking about all the people who would, lose their everything.
Yeah, their livelihood, their job. Yeah, it would be that's a major public transportation hub stopping, which is why I don't think it's ever going to go away.
They would come up with something.
They'd bail it out. They'd have to. They'd have to. It would be catastrophic if BART were to just fail and go away.
Yeah.
There's just not a chance. Not going to happen.
What time are we at?
9:41.
Cool. Any questions?
Yeah, do we have any good questions we can answer really quick? If not, we can wrap up. I know you got to go.
Let me see. Kane Osage said, when Nova was being taken away, no girls allowed. Thank you. Back to business. Germ said, ha 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 ha, poor Rolando.
That's Jeremy.
Yeah.
Christina Pineda said, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday.
What's up, Christina?
And then that was it on Matt.
Okay.
And then on Roland said, Dan, the realtor, said, I'll cry you a river.
Nice.
What's up, Dan?
And then Quatch Life said, waving emoji, and then said, hi, Johnny. Gang, gang.
Nice.
Gang.
Right. Producer Johnny getting some love out there.
Did you... Oh, no, you're not right.
Yeah.
Go for
Well,
it.
thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Bay Area Boys. We always appreciate you guys listening in. If there's anything we talked about that you'd like to discuss further, reach out to us, leave a comment, DM, however you are taking us in. Respond to us there. We'd love to get more into it. And if you guys have anything you want us to cover, any ideas, any topics, new restaurants, whatever it is, reach out. Let us know. We're always looking for things that we think everybody would be interested in. Roland does extensive research every single episode. Extensive research. So help him out. Send him a few more things. Of course, we will see you guys on the next episode. If you have anything that rotates around real estate, that's really what we do at the end of the day. 2 real estate agents. If you're looking to buy, sell, even rent, because Roland's got some rental properties in the Bay Area, reach out to us. We'd love to help you guys out. We're always here for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next episode. Take it easy.